I'm Kelly from Jones Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little pendant. It's quite lightweight and it's quite a quick one to make. So I've put a list of everything you'll need in the description below, along with all my usual links. We've got Facebook, Instagram and Etsy, where I sell all my written tutorials if anyone is interested in having a nosy at those. To make this pendant you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've got two lengths at 6 inches, which is 15 centimetres, and one length at 8 inches, which is 20 centimetres. I've got 0.315mm weaving wire, which is 28 gauge, and I'll be using 250 centimetres of that. I've wound mine onto a bobbin, but you can cut lengths as you go if you prefer. You'll need a little bead, mine is 6mm. So tools, I've got my pliers, round nose pliers and wire cutters. I no longer put links on here, but there's a list of all these things in the description below. Take one of your other lengths of wire in your pliers. Find the centre of that wire. We're going to bend the wire completely over and then squeeze that bend quite flat, quite small, and then we're going to pull that bend apart again. And try and get the sides as even as you can. And then we'll take the other wire, find the centre of that, grip that with your pliers. That's our Gracie snoring already. And we'll just put a V bend into that wire. So many of you have asked to see Gracie that I've done a little video, just a little one. I'll put it on the screen for you while I'm making this so you can watch. You can see Gracie in action. So we want these to be roughly the same kind of. This needs to be a bit wider, I think. It's meant to be a bit wider. So they kind of meet because we're going to weave on these on the sides here. So take your weaving wire and reel off about 20 inches. So you've got 20 inches to your left. And take the first wire and we'll wrap 3 times around that wire, so you've got the 20-inch length to your left, just so we can weave the other side in a bit. And then bring that other wire next to it. And we'll weave across the two. So we go around 2 wires. A bit fiddly to hold to start with. Then we go around the bottom wire. And that's how we repeat. So we go around, and I've got all these tools in the way. So we go around 2 wires. Then we go around 1 wire. And we'll repeat that a few more times and then we'll do the same on the other side. So I've done about 1.5 centimetres of that weave. So now we'll turn around and we'll weave on the other side. So bringing your wire straight across to the other side. To copy this, because I want it all to be quite symmetrical looking, we're going to wrap around the top wire 3 times so it matches. So then we're going to do the weave repeat. So then we go around the 2 wires and then around the top wire. And we need to do the same amount of repeats that we did for this side. and keep pushing your weave along as you go. So I've done the same amount of repeats on that side, and keep pushing your weave together as you go. So now we're going to shape our weave. Make sure you've pressed all your weave together, and we're just going to bring the sides up. So really push your weave together, and then starting at the end of the weave, we bend it up. So next take your bead, so your 6mm bead and your 8" length of wire. Position it centrally, and we're going to take the one side and we want to bend it. I say one side, I'm bending both. Bend it as flat as you can against the bead. Really squeeze it against the bead. And then we're going to take that wire around the front of the bead. So we've gone around the front of that wire. And I'm going all the way around. And then I come across the front of where this wire came out. And the other wire needs to go flat too. So we press that against the stone. So now we've got two wires coming out of the bottom of, we've got that bead like that. So that's the back and that's the front. My plan is that I'm going to add this bead here. So as the weaves come together here, I'm going to add this into the weaves there, just so it traps it in nicely at the top. So I'm just going to pull those in a little bit. So a little bit too much. And then I'm going to add that to the weaves. So I'm going to need to cut my bobbin off. So I'm going to leave about 12 inches still on there. And then I'm going to go, so I'm going to go around, where are we? So we've gone around one wire. So then I'm going to go around two wires as we did before. New tutorial now in my Etsy shop. Got a bracelet for you this time. This is a written tutorial with loads and loads of pages, hundreds of images for you to follow along at your own pace. Available exclusively through me on my personal website and in my Etsy shop. So check it out and I'll see you there. Bye! Then I'm going to go around 3 wires. So I'll post the end through there. Then I'll go around 2 wires. Then I'll go around 3 wires again, so I'll post it back through that gap. And then I shall carry on as normal, so I've got wrap around the 2 wires. And then around the 1 wire. And we need to do that for the other side too. I'm going to hold it this way and I'm going to go around 2, then I'm going to go around 3, so I'll post it through the middle. We need to do the same weave and the same amount of repeats on this side. So I'm just going to shape these 2 wires a bit so they don't keep moving around. Now I've brought this right wire across over the back wire because I want that back wire to be hidden, and it did keep moving around. So I'm going to bring it around, and directly below I'm going to scoop it out to the side. And then this wire is going to come around towards that one, and it's going to scoop the other way. So we've got this little shape at the front now with our bead. And I'm going to attach those 2 wires together there with a little bit of weaving wire. So cut a little bit, about 6 inches. I'm going to take this bottom wire and wrap 3 times around that wire. Slide it up to where the wires meet. And then we're going to go around the 2 wires. So we'll go 3 times around both wires. I really like this design, but I'm fighting with it today. It really doesn't want to do what I want it to. We'll see. It's already changed from what I originally drew. We'll see how it goes. So then we'll cut that weaving wire. And press that little bit down. The bottom wire here, I'm going to add coils so I can join this end down before we cut off that wire. So I'm going to add coils along there. Coils till you get to the bottom there. And then we're going to wrap our coil around that bottom part. Just go around whichever is the easiest part for you. I'm going to go around this bit here. And I'll go around it again. So I'm going between those. Between but above the wire that's down there already, and then finish with a few wraps around this wire. Cut it and press it. So I added a few more repeats to these sides, and I'm going to pinch them together, but I want them to like shape this top. They're going to twist to the side, so let them twist to the side and then pull them together at the top, and that'll make the shape a bit better. So that shapes the top nicely. And then where the wires meet at the top, we'll bring them up. That's Gracie snoring her head off. And then take whichever one piece of wire is the longest the wire that you're leaving behind, you need to make sure you've wrapped a few times to finish off the weave. Then we're going to take the other wire and wrap around the two to tie them together. So bring them together, make sure the wires meet nicely, and then we're going to wrap around to join those wires. I'm going to take the two front wires out to the right, pulling them forward a little bit too, and then take your wire and we're going to wrap around the two that are still remaining at the back to make our bail. So we'll do the weave we did earlier, wrap around the two and then wrap around the one. So I've done about 2 centimeters of that weave, and we're going to push that over now to be the bail. Bending it over to the back, and as it comes around to the back, I'm going to bend those wires back and then bring it down to meet. Actually, I'm going to send those wires through this time. So we take those wires through because I want them to come through to the front. I forgot then. So the bail meets here and those wires come through to the front. So we've got a cute little bail section there. These wires need to come out to the side and these come up the front. So I'm going to give that a little squeeze now. So then looking at those two front wires still, I'm bringing them over to the left a little and then I'm scooping them over to the right. And the top wire is going to scoop over to the left. And then these two lower wires are going to come around and the higher one, is going to follow those wires up and scoop out as that top one does, just at the bottom of it. And this one here is going to come across and then it's going to scoop down. We've got lots of scoops and lots of curls to finish on this one. This bit of weaving wire that's gone a bit in the way, we can cut that off now. That's from the bottom of the weave. Take a short piece of weaving wire and we'll just attach these wires at the top. So I'm wrapping around the middle one to attach. Slide that down to where they all meet. And I'll go around the wires and I'll go through the bail. So I'm tying them all down to the bail. And then when I get to here, I'll go over the second wire. And then I'll go back around the bail. So I'm on this side. and then I'll go around the two. So I'm actually going to bring it up the middle here and finish with wraps around the middle wire, because that's how we started. Was with wraps around the middle wire, and that wire isn't doing what I want it to. So that's all tied down. Push it together and then we'll cut off the wire at both ends. So now we're going to cut some wires and do some curls. Some quite small curls. I'll leave that one a second. And then take your round nose and we'll curl some ends. Oops. I'm going to do more little tiny curls up here too. I actually really like the shape that this one's made, that it goes out like that and it comes around, so I didn't want to cut it off. And I'm going to bring it around. I think I want to take it through there to the back. And then I'm going to finish this one by wrapping it around the weave, so it might need a little bit cutting off of it. I'm going to bend it around the weave. You have to be gentle with your pliers that you don't mark your wire. That's pinched around there. Bit of a crazy one for you this week. You can make two, because it's so lightweight, you can make two and make them into earrings. So there we have it, finished. I've oxidised mine. If you'd like help oxidising yours, I did a video on oxidising and aftercare. I'll put a link in the description below. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.